Peace and love, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Sheldon, and I help people ascend their consciousness and help them discover the path to enlightenment. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about the Great Awakening and the fall of these elite societies, the Cabal, the Illuminati, whatever you want to call them. This small group of people that has been controlling us for so long are falling as we speak, and their whole society is crumbling under their own feet. And it's a very exciting time to be alive. So stay tuned, because this video is going to be very informative, and I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on in the world right now. So first of all, if you guys aren't aware of what the Great Awakening is, essentially what's happened is our planet, being a live entity, being a live being, being a soul, breathing, living, conscious, has actually started to shift its specific consciousness since I think around 2003. So as it's begun its shift, we're now in a time that the Earth has fully shifted its consciousness from third dimensional all the way up to a fifth dimensional state of consciousness. So in turn, the souls of the planet have actually become more conscious as well. As the Earth has shifted consciousness, so have the souls of the planet. So that's the people. And as you start to raise your consciousness, that's when you start to become more aware of things that are happening. So a lot of people are waking up and realizing that there's so much more to life. So that's what this Great Awakening is all about. And it's such an exciting time to be alive, because I'm seeing so many people wake up and ask questions and question their reality and realize that, I'm not just a human being, I'm a eternal spiritual being having a temporary human experience. And they're looking inside and they're figuring out that there's so much more to life, and it's so beautiful. But for a very long time, there has been a very specific group of people who have hid this from us, who have hid our true power, who have hid our true nature, because their true nature is all about control. It's all about keeping people in fear and worry and anxiety. And that's why you see everything that you see on the news, because they control all these outlets. These specific families control all the media. That's why the news is 99.9% fear, because they want to keep you in the lowest vibration possible to keep you from experiencing the highest vibration possible, which is love and enlightenment. And once you start experiencing love and enlightenment, that's when the elite societies start falling, because they can only run off of fear. They feed off of your fear. You're essentially a battery. So the reason I know that they're falling is because people are starting to unite in love. And that's exactly why you see everything that's happening on the media right now. The things with George Floyd. All planned. This stuff was all planned. Like The Simpsons, again, predicts everything. The Simpsons had an episode in 1990 with an officer on a black man's neck, and then you got Lisa in the background holding a flag, or holding a sign that says, Justice for George. And I'm going to show you guys this in the video here. I'll put it in the video just to give you guys some proof. And this has been happening for such a long time because this has been an agenda. So they're able to put these things right in front of your face, and they do that for a very specific reason, and it's got to do with karma. But we won't get into that too much. But I just want to tell you guys that this has been going on. But I also know that love always wins. Love will always win 100% of the time. So once we start coming together more and putting out intentions of peace and love, that's when the elite societies are going to fall. And I know for a fact that nothing happens in this universe without the universe's permission. So everything that's happening right now was meant to happen so we can build a new world. Now, with all that being said, I'm going to move into something a little bit more esoteric. And I'm going to talk about someone that has inspired me a lot, and someone that not a lot of people know about. And that's for a very specific reason. Once again, this information has been suppressed and buried. But her name is Dolores Cannon. And she actually passed away, I think in 2014. She was an older lady. She passed away from an accident. However, she was going around the world and she was doing hypnosis therapy for 30 or 40 years, and she was an expert. She was curing people in one session of cancers, diabetes, like all of these diseases, like just amazing stuff. She wrote 22 books, so I highly suggest you guys check out some of her books. I'm going to link them in the description below just to make it easy for you guys. But essentially, she said that she was able to get into the deepest part of someone's mind and tap into infinite intelligence, or single point of consciousness, if you will, source, just a place where all information is available. Now, with all of these patients she did, she noticed a very common theme. People would go back in their past lives a lot. Past life regression would come up a lot, because that's where usually a lot of pain comes from. But they would go in their past lives and they would always say a common theme, and that's that we came back here to be a part of this great awakening. That's what all these people are saying years ago. So she wrote a book called The 3 Waves of Volunteers. Again, I'm going to link this below. Do some research. It's on YouTube as well. I'll link those descriptions below. And essentially the 3 Wave of Volunteers came here to raise the vibrational frequency of this planet and help the planet ascend its consciousness, and in turn help the people ascend their consciousness and unite in love and save our planet. Because again, a very esoteric topic, but there's multiple timelines that could happen right now and that are happening simultaneously. So we have the ability to choose which timeline we would like to experience by changing our inner world. So that's why these souls came here. The first wave of volunteers came here after the Second World War, after the atomic bomb was dropped. Because after the atomic bomb was dropped, that specific energy was supposed to be used for positive nature, but it was used for a negative nature. And essentially what happened, again, very esoteric, but there is, beings that watch over us, that guide us with love. And they had to come together because they realized that we could destroy ourselves. We could destroy our planet. And they came up with a call to action, and essentially they asked, these volunteers, these pure souls, to come to Earth and to help raise the vibrational frequency of this planet. So that first wave came in after the Second World War, and the second wave of volunteers came in, the 25 to 35-year-olds. I would be a part of that group, essentially just to shine their light, to be a beacon of love and light, to help raise the vibration. You're in a room and people just feel that energy. And I notice this with me all the time. Like, I'll be in a room and I notice I light people up. And I absolutely love that. Like, I'm so grateful. And this third wave of volunteers is essentially the children being born right now. The indigos, the crystals. And they're the ones that came to save it. That came to save us. So it's an absolutely beautiful time to be alive. Guys, never dismiss this information. There's so much out there. There's so much that we don't know. And if you guys start looking inside, you're going to start to figure all that out. So the reason why I'm mentioning people like Dolores Cannon is because she's had access to information that we don't even have access to. She was able to get into the deepest parts of the unconscious mind, or the subconscious mind, and tap into infinite intelligence. And she would get a lot of information about, our history, our past, where Earth came from, extraterrestrials, all of it. And it's got such a common theme, and she's literally healed patients instantly from so many diseases, because you essentially create this disease in your own mind, and you can also heal it in your own mind. So just never dismiss this information. Always go out and do your research, because this is what's going to save us. Everything that's going on right now, they're trying to start a race war, and the media is only portraying racism. That's it. But there's blacks and whites and all different colors of people and races coming together and protesting peacefully, but they're not going to put that on the media. But that's what's happening. So it's very important to not be a slave to this media outlet, to this system, and to think for yourself. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I want you guys to think for yourselves. Be a free thinker. You don't have to take one source of information and believe it to be truth, because that will keep you in a prison. That will keep your karmatic window keep recycling. You're going to have to keep coming back here. The whole purpose of being here is to evolve the soul and to move on. But we can't evolve the soul when we're constantly in bondage and stuck in our 5 senses. So that's why it's so important to realize that, this great awakening is happening. And you guys can be a part of it. You guys can be a part of this love shift. You guys can be a part of this conscious shift and a part of the new earth, because a new earth is being formed right now. And it's up to you what timeline you want to experience. Do you want to stay in your old ways? Do you want to stay in fear and hate and suppression and racism and all that stuff? Do you want to stay in that? Or do you want to realize the real truth, which is we are all one, that there is no separation, that we are all connected, that we are infinite spiritual beings having a temporary human experience, and that we have the ability to choose love and choose the most optimal timeline for us, and then the elite will fall. So it's really up to us right now. And I hope you guys understand this information. Once again, I know it's a little bit out there, it's a little bit more esoteric, but if you look inside, you're going to start to figure this stuff out for yourself. And once again, it's our choice on what we get to choose, what reality we get to see, but we have to change the inner world first. And that's pretty much it. So once again, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you think about the Great Awakening. What do you think the Great Awakening is all about? What do you think is going to happen with these elite societies? Leave your comment down below. Let's have a good discussion. Let's spread more love and peace and good energy, because that's what it's all about. Let's collaborate on some topics, and we'll come up with some other things that could inspire people and motivate people to become a better person today, and to look inside of themselves and to spread more good energy, because that's all we need. So once again, hope you guys enjoyed that. We'll be back soon for sure, but for now, peace, love, and have a glorious day.